All right, and we are starting KC5. Unit 5 talks about systems of equations and inequalities. In order before we get started with the notes, I need you to understand that systems of equations. So systems means that it's more than one equation or more than one inequality. In KC4, we talked about equations and inequalities, but we only talk about one. In KC5, we're going to be talking about more than one. And in both, since we're going to be talking about two equations mainly, we are going to be using the same variables. Okay, so for example, I'm just going to give you an example. I have y equals 5x plus 3. That's one equation. And the second equation will be y equals 2x plus 4. As you can see, both equations have the letter y, both equations have the letter x. So this will be called a system of equations, okay? Also, we are going to be, for target A, we are going to be writing the systems of equations. To write a system of equations, you need to understand that on one side of the equation is the total and the other side is the expenses. We're going to be using variables. Variables represent the unknown. So variables represent the unknown. Okay. In order for you to write the systems of equations, you also need to write a key for the variables because you need to tell me what the variables represent. So that's what target A is about. So if you have highlighters or color pencils or anything, I suggest that you take it out since I will be using it for this unit right now. So here we go. It says the Morton soccer team sold 500 tickets. Every time you see numbers, highlight it. Make sure you understand what the number means. For example, this 500 represents tickets. Okay. Next, each adult ticket costs $12. I see another number, 12. 12 is the cost for the adult ticket. So that's how much the adult ticket costs. So as you can see, just by reading those two things, okay, we're going to be talking about tickets and the cost. So I am going to be using two equations. Remember, it's two equations. So the first one will be about the tickets, the amount of tickets, and the other one's going to be the cost, or in this case, money-wise, okay? I'm going to continue reading before I continue with everything I needed for you to understand that we're going to be talking about tickets and the cost, the money, okay? So here I go. Each adult ticket costs $12 and each student ticket costs $7. So student ticket costs $7. They made a total of 4,495. Write a system of equations that models this real world situation. All right, once again, to write equations, we have the total on one side. So you should always start with that and ask yourself, what is the total? Okay. So for example, for tickets, the first equation we're going to be talking about tickets. What is the total amount for tickets? Well, we put that it's 500 tickets. They have 500 tickets as the total. On the other side is, well, what tickets are they using? Okay, then there are you going to have 500 tickets based on the adult tickets and the student tickets. Okay, since I don't know how many students and adult tickets, that will be my unknown. I don't know how many student tickets I have or students. Okay, so in this case, I'm going to put A plus S. And remember, I told you, you need to make a key for your variables. I'm using A because I need to represent adult tickets. I don't know how many adult tickets I'm going to have. I'm going to use S for student tickets. Okay, once again, I have 500 tickets in total. Where am I getting those tickets from? The adults and students. Okay, all right, the next one. I am going to use the cost, the money. Remember, you start with the total. Well, how much is the total for the money? The total is 4,495. Okay, on the other side is the expenses. Where are you getting this money from? Well, I'm selling tickets for $12. What kind of tickets? The adult tickets. So it's 12A. I'm selling adult tickets for $12. and I'm selling student tickets for $7. So 7S. Okay? And we are done. Those are my two systems of equations. They're both using the letter A and S. And that's it. We're not solving anything right now. We're just writing them. Okay? You should try number 2 on your own. Make sure that you show me the work if you missed class. All right, moving on to number 3. It says you decide to go on a romantic date to Taco Bell. You buy 3 tacos. Okay, so you're buying 3 tacos, 1 burrito, and you spend $8.25. So again, this is what you spent. Your date buys 4 tacos, 3 burritos, and a total of $16. Write the system of equations that models this real world situation. All right, again, we have 2 scenarios, 2 different things. Well, the first one is going to be about you, the equation that you have spent, and the other one is about your date. Okay? Once again, you start with the total. Ask yourself, what is the total? Well, for you, you spend $8.25, so it's going to be $825. Okay? That's how much you spend. What did you spend it on? You spent it on 3 tacos with 1 burrito. Okay? Before I continue, remember we have to make that key. And this is a tricky question. Okay, I know it says 3 tacos. However, T doesn't represent tacos. If you see this, your total is in money. You have a money sign for your total. You don't have any numbers on the right side, which is your expenses, as money. You know that you're going to buy 3 tacos. That's what they told you. However, how can you buy something without knowing the price? Therefore, what you're missing or the unknown item that you don't know is the cost of tacos. I know I'm buying 3, but I don't know how much are they, okay? Same thing with a burrito. Burrito is the cost of the burrito, not burritos, okay? It's very different. If you're saying that T equals tacos, you're letting me know that you don't know how many tacos you're going to eat. But we do know. They told us it's 3 tacos. What we don't know is the cost of tacos, okay? Hopefully you understand that one. All right, your total for your date is $16 equals, what is the $16 from? From the 4 tacos that I don't know the price of, plus 3 burritos that I don't know the price of, okay? And then there you go. You have your 2 equations. They're both using the letter T and B. When you write the systems of equation, you'll notice that you're only going to be using 2 variables at all times. It's only 2. The key should always have 2 variables. That's it. If you have more than 3 letters, you did something wrong. Okay? Try number 4. And once again, you're done. You show it to me. If you need help, let me know when you come back to class. All right, number 5 and 6 are tricky. Okay? Number 5. Talking about Marcus opens a new bank account. So again, they're trying to open Marcus is trying to open a new bank account. He deposits $25 that he won at robotics competition. He also plans on depositing $10 a week that he earns from the tutoring. Philip decides he wants to save money as well. So before we even continue, I'm going to highlight that the fact that we're talking about Marcus and Philip, 2 different persons. Therefore, we're going to have 2 different equations. One for Marcus and one for Philip. Okay? Next, Philip, he already has $40 saved from mowing lawns over the summer. He plans to also save $10 a week from his allowance. Write the systems of equations that model this real world situation. Okay, once again, think about it as yourself. You are trying to save money, right? If you save up money for a month, okay, let's just say it is for a month. You don't know how much money you're going to have in total. You just know that you're going to save money for a month, but you don't know the total amount until the end of the month, right? So for this one, since you are trying to open the new bank account, you're not going to know the total. Remember, I told you to write the equations, make sure you start with the total. The total is on one side, the expenses on the other side. I put the letter Y because I'm going to say that Y means the total. I don't know the total. I don't know how much money I'm going to have at the end. Okay, all I know is I'm going to save up money. All right, for Marcus, he's going to deposit 25 plus, because it says also, plans on depositing $10 a week. Here's your hint. It says a week. So every week he's going to deposit $10. Once again, you don't know how many weeks you're going to do this for. You can do this for 1 week, 10 weeks, 13 weeks, 63 weeks. You don't know how many weeks, so therefore we're going to put 10x. That's the unknown, okay? We're going to do the same thing for Philip. Philip wants to do the same thing, so therefore I don't know the total, so it's also unknown. Okay, he's going to deposit 40 plus $10 a week. Again, I don't know how many weeks this is going to do that for, so I'm going to put X. Okay, so this is a tricky one because we don't know the total. Question number 6 is like question number 5. It gets tricky, okay? And you're trying to compare two things. Once again, for question number 5, we compare Marcus and Philip. Okay, let's see who's going to have more money at the end of whatever weeks they're going to do this for. Okay, well, we don't know the total, so we can't compare, but we are going to write this equation so we can compare it later on. Okay, so 6 and 5 are tricky. They're very similar. Try number 6 on your own. If you have questions, make sure that you come ask me for help before or after school. And make sure you message me on Teams if you have any other questions and you're at home. Hopefully this video works and you understand the stuff.